What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Thompson Twins as we return to Queer 1991. Thank you again to Phil, and also to Vera, who has provided a couple remix and bonus material collections. One called Industry and Seduction, which has 3 discs, and a Thompson Twins Remixes and Rarities CD, or 2 CD set. So yeah, we've got a lot of bonus material to go through, but in the meantime, we will continue through the albums. And the next track on Queer is Strange Jane. It feels like a real reference. If it is, though, I'm not familiar with whoever or whomever would have this nickname. I do wonder, created character or real-world reference, why Jane is considered strange, and whether this is an opinion shared by many, maybe even by Jane herself. So I will try to follow along. Let's give it a listen. This is Thompson Twins. The tune is Strange Jane, and it's from their 1991 album Queer. I enjoyed that one a lot. I was trying to follow the lyrics as best I could, and there are some funny lines in there, like you're like an angel from a morphine dream, which is a pretty crazy line. But yeah, to the best of my assessment on a first listen, and surely there's lines that I didn't catch in full, so surely I don't have the full picture here, but it sounded like the narrator seemingly views her as unique, unlike any other girl, but seemingly he's viewing her that way in a manner that he's contrasting with how other people see her, and saying that, like, I think something like, yeah, everyone is kind of in their own tribe, everyone kind of, is in their own clique or their own cult, and they can't see you the way I do, so suggesting that at the very least the Jane in question is uniquely strange to the narrator, and seemingly because she's sort of independent or just does things differently from everyone else, it feels like a positive assessment, but maybe it's more matter of fact. It's just like, you're kind of crazy, you kind of do things like no one I've ever met before, and other people don't quite realize how uniquely strange you are. But yeah, I feel like there are some pieces I'm missing here. Overall, I'd say this sounds more like vintage, like mid-80s Thompson Twins. Not completely. Like the vocals, especially in the back half when the lead vocal was a bit more intense, and I think it was still Tom, but like it had an effect on it. It felt like it was sort of like washed out or like filtered, and I don't remember that being the case in too many of the songs from, again, like the mid-80s, their, perhaps most celebrated period. So yeah, definitely in some ways it reminded me of earlier Thompson Twins, and then in one or two ways you can hear the distance from that. So either way, I did like that lead melody, which was not only like on the piano or like, keyboard kit that's like a piano, but also I think he was like hum singing the same melody in conjunction with that. There also was, like an electric organ doing some chords in the background, so I like the layering of the keyboards. And yeah, just a cool, engaging tune, and one that I am curious about lyrically. So let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.